Good to go? All right, we'll get started. We'd like to welcome Luke List, winner of last week's Sanderson Farms Championship, into the interview room here at the Shriners Children's Open. Luke, congratulations again on the win. If you could just walk us through what the last 48 hours has been like since that dramatic win in the five-man playoff.
Yeah, obviously it was unexpected there at the end of regulation, but then to get in the playoff and then obviously to come off on top was fantastic. So it's been a whirlwind since then. We kept our original travel plans to Vegas, so up early with the kids and did our flight through Dallas and got here Monday and kind of took the day off and just hung out with them. And then yesterday got some good prep in on the course. The course looks great. And then Pro-Am this morning.
And moving up to number 61 in the FedEx Cup fall standings, what does this kind of do for you, knowing that 51 to 60 at the end of the fall is a big number for you?
Yeah, it's kind of everything. I mean, that was the goal starting the fall in Napa, was to try to get myself in position, which I've done. I've got some work to do. So this week's a good opportunity to kind of reset and try to get myself in contention on Sunday.
All right, we'll take some questions out here. If you have a question, we'll get a microphone to you. We'll start with Paul on the left.
Luke, I think you were sixth in strokes gained putting last week, which obviously is an on and off struggle for you in that part of your bag. Yeah. Anything you found last week or something that's been working well putting wise the last couple of weeks?
Yeah, it was awesome. I was telling my caddy it was just fun to compete, not feeling like I had my A game, tee to green. So the putter definitely kept me in it, and obviously the playoffs. So I've put in some work with Cameron McCormick on the greens, and he's really kind of changed my perspective on a few things mentally and just my grip with using the claw grip. And that started kind of in June, Travelers, and then I was out for a few months. But we've done some good work in Napa, and then obviously last week did some good work too. And I really enjoy his presence and his demeanor, and he's really good at kind of keeping you focused in the time you're together and kind of inspires some confidence. So it's easy to see why some of his players have done really well over the years.
Just mentally, when you have been one of the best tee to green players on tour statistically, but you have that issue on the greens, is it frustrating to not see those putts fall in? Like, I mean, you speak mentally. How has that challenge been?
Yeah, you said it. It's definitely been challenging over the course of my career, feeling like, if I putt here, putt there, maybe you're in contention, maybe make an extra cut and have a good Saturday, you're right there. I never felt like I was a bad putter, but statistically I was, and then you lose confidence based on kind of knowing that you don't know which kind of person's going to show up, the guy who's going to make a few or the guy who's going to miss a few. And I think that's the biggest thing, is I don't necessarily need to be a number one putter. I just think normally, statistically, if I can just be better than average, then I'm going to have a really good opportunity to play well. And I think that freeing myself up to think that way instead of being like, okay, I've got to be the best putter, has really kind of helped my mindset.
And then just coming here, obviously you win, and then you're here the next start. What enticed you about, continuing to play this week, not take the week off? Yeah. Something about the course, or?
A bunch of factors. Yeah, just committing to my schedule, committing to the tournament. The Shriners put on a fantastic event just with the charity. Kind of resonates with me personally. And then like the golf course, like Summerlin, the town, families here, lots to do for them, and weather's perfect. So like I said, I was out for a while, so it's been nice to compete and get back in the swing of things and feeling those nerves and that excitement about trying to close out the win.
Greg?
Hey Luke, congratulations on the win. Can you talk about the mental aspect of playing this course, which is already one of the easiest courses on tour, and with no wind in the forecast at all, what that does to your approach?
Yeah, I think like last week I was able to do a good job of, over the course of my career, because I've excelled in the ball striking category, I feel like sometimes I try to be too perfect, and when I don't have my A game, I kind of like check myself out mentally. And that being said, this week I'd really like to pursue that same sort of goal of, trying not to be perfect out there. And even though the scores are going to be low, they're usually 20 to 25 under-ish. There's so many opportunities. So for me, just plodding along and trying to stay out of the desert and keep it on the green grass and just kind of one foot in front of the other usually serves me pretty well. So if I can not get ahead of myself and keep rolling the ball well, then I think I'll have some good opportunities.
Does this course turn into a putting contest because of the conditions?
Yeah, you still, to a degree, for sure. I think the par fives are gettable, and you got to kind of score on those holes. And I think it's just avoiding some big numbers, and then some of the par threes are a little tricky. So I think just giving yourself the opportunities when they come about, and then the greens are really in good shape. It's just I think sometimes they can be a little tricky to read. So just staying patient and trusting your reads is important.
And then to change course, just to talk about the fall series, what do you think of the changes to the schedule and what the tour has done with these fall events?
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I don't think there's much say we have in it. I agree with a few things. I like the aspect that it gives the guys opportunity to get in those elevated events and get and secure their card. And that being said, I understand completely what's driving the decisions as far as the top guys wanting to feel like they have an off season, a true off season, which doesn't really exist in our sport. So for those guys, given the luxury, they've earned it to be able to take some time off and recharge. But I still feel like, in my opinion, that some of the elevated events, if not all, should be 120 fields with a cut if you want. But I still feel like there's room for that market, and guys that are in the 70 to 120 category should be allowed to play those events.
And then from a fan aspect, do you think these fall events you get a sprinkling of the top players in these. Do you think it's something that the fans should get treated to, more of the top players?
Yeah, I mean, I think the game's in a fantastic spot right now, and I feel like there's a lot of traction with the top players, and then you have the Netflix series, and you have a lot of people that are coming to the game that weren't previously tied to it. So there, obviously the driving force behind the tour are the top players, but I feel like there's a lot of cool storylines that come about this fall, and myself included. Like, there's a lot of journeymen, there's a lot of young guys that are looking to keep their card, win for the first time, overcome adversity. There's a lot of different storylines, and I think that if that it's spun the right way, then it can really be something special, where the fall becomes something where the fans can enjoy learning more about some different type players than the top guys.
Emily?
Hi, Luke. Congrats on the win. I wanted to ask about Lexi Thompson being in the field this week. Your thoughts on her playing with you guys?
Yeah, I've played with Lexi one time before in the Shark Shootout in Naples, and she's obviously one of the top American women of our generation, and just to see her compete, she's always seems like she's maybe struggled a little bit of recent, but she's had a fantastic career, Hall of Fame career, and I know that she really moves the needle with young girls coming up, and I think that's phenomenal. So any chance for her to play with the guys and show her stuff, I think she'll have a great week.
Yeah, speaking as a girl dad, how important is it to just see these female role models come on to a bigger stage like the PGA Tour?
Yeah, it's everything. I think that there's so much room for growth in the women's game, and continued, in our game too. But for them, just having that opportunity to on the biggest stage and to show their skills, and even her just teeing it up is a success without whatever she shoots, and I know she'll handle it well. And but just crossing those barriers is really important, and I think that just the tournament being progressive and giving her the opportunity is really cool.
Last question. Does your daughter watch a lot of golf or know any female golfers? Look up to any of them?
Yeah, not quite yet. She's obviously obsessed with trophies, and she really enjoys that aspect of it. So it's cool to have her being excited for me and being excited in the moment. She's enjoying playing golf. We've kind of got her some clubs, and her and her little girlfriends and the dads all go out, and they enjoy driving the golf cart to get eliminated more than the golf, I think. But that's part of it, and I think that just learning the game, like, who cares if she does anything with it, but just knowing the game at a young age, I think is really important for the young females and everybody. Yeah.
All right, Luke, those are all the questions we have. Thank you very much for your time.